Hello YouTubers, this is Beatleman69 and I'm going to switch gears from the Beatles to my Gary Puckett and the Union Gap vinyl collection today. The first album they did was Woman Woman from early 1968, and throughout their career their image was to wear these Union type uniforms like in the Civil War. The back cover, it shows the outlines of each of the members of the group. And here's the song list and members of the group and the outline on the back cover. The album is in stereo. Some of them were in mono, but I got the stereo versions of them. Next album was Young Girl from 1968, and the same year Woman Woman was recorded, but it's a little bit later on, according to the internet anyway. And there's the back cover, shows the drawings of the members of the group. And as you can see, they did a cover of the Beatles' Lady Madonna, but instead of using the electric piano like the Beatles did, they used the keyboards. A little more bouncier type feel to it. Here's the side one. Side two. Afterwards, they recorded Incredible from 1969, I think. This was the album that got me really interested in the group. My dad had the album back when I was about 14 years old, back in the early 80s, and I had listened to it over and over again, and I just got hooked to these guys. I said, these guys sing good. So I decided, hey, I'm gonna go with this. So over the years, I started hunting for Gary Puckett and Union Gap LPs before the CDs eventually came out. And you see members of the band working hard. And there's the track listing. Then one unique thing about this album, that song there, "Take Your Pleasure," written by Gary Witham and Carrie Chater. Both of them shared the lead vocals on that album. And it was the only Gary Puckett song rather, that Gary Puckett wasn't solely responsible for. They sung it, and this is the only song that Gary Puckett did not sing on throughout their tenure, which was interesting. The new Gary Puckett and the Union Gap album. By this time, Jerry Fuller had left Columbia Records, and a lot of the band members had left because their management changed the way they were getting paid. They were getting paid wanted to get paid by salary rather than royalties, and a lot of them left because of that, which I really couldn't blame them. And here's the back cover, but I believe a couple of the members actually stayed on to help Gary record this album. There's the track listing. That song, "My Son," was a remake from the Young Girl album with a little bit different arrangement. And you can see here Dick Glasser produced this record. And here's the label, which hadn't really changed too much at all. Kind of plain. After the group disbanded after that album, Gary went on to make one solo record in 1971 called the Gary Puckett album. This is an Australian pressing. I got it off of eBay, and that's where the guy was that sold it to me. And here's the track listing: Gentlewoman, Shimmering Eyes, Delta Lady, blah blah. Really my favorite song on here is If We Only Had Love. It is a really great song, and if you ever heard it, it applies today. And here's the label. It's on CBS Columbia. The album is really in excellent shape for the age of it. Carrie Chater made two solo records in the late 70s. I don't know why he waited so long. Here's the first one is Part-Time Love from 1977. And he shaved his goatee off, so he kind of looks different. There's the back cover. And the song listing. I don't know, these albums were ever popular at the time when they were put out. And they were put on Warner Brothers. The next solo album he put out a year later, 1978, Love on a Shoestring. Here's the track listing. If I can get it in the camera, there it is. And there's a picture of him on the inner sleeve, and contains lyrics. I have two Gary Puckett Unigap 45s. The first one, Lady Willpower, from the Incredible album, and a song recorded for the B-side, Daylight Stranger. And I believe it was the last song Jerry Fuller produced for the band, I believe. Don't Give In to Him. And Could I, which I like that song, though it's just a throwaway B-side, intended to be a B-side, but it's a great song regardless. And although not vinyl, this is called Gary Puckett, The Lost Tapes, songs that he recorded in the 70s that the record company claimed they couldn't classify, so they just shelved it. Gary Puckett retained the tapes and found them many years later and decided to put them out on CD through his website. And you can see some of the information on there. I'm not sure what year the songs were actually recorded in originally. Here's the little gatefold. See Gary, probably in the 70s, with the cool sideburns. I wish that style would come back. And you see he autographed it for me when I went to go see him several years ago in the town I live in. A guy can still sing at his age. I was really impressed. I loved it. I was really, really excited. Though I was born right about the time the band broke up. But, I mean, music like this just doesn't go away. And this is a great, great album. And he has great, great vocals even today. Well, I appreciate the time. Come out with more as time allows. I appreciate it, and we'll see you again soon.